Assalamu alaikum everyone. We are learning class 9 science biology. In that we are learning chapter number 14 natural resources. Yes, dear student, we are learning chapter number 14 natural resources. In that we had learned firstly we had seen that three natural resources, that is air, soil and water. Already we had completed about the air and water. Now today we are going to learn about the soil. So today we are learning about the soil. Actually, what is soil? Soil is a very thin layer of loose material covering the earth's surface. Yes, we know that the soil is mostly covering our earth surface. It is composed of both organic and inorganic material. The formation of soil is an extremely long process, taking up to an average of 1,000 years. Soil is formed when surface rocks break into several smaller particles, which then gets mixed with varied organic matter. This whole process is called weathering. So today in this video, we will see that how soil is formed. Okay. Dear student, have you ever visited a beach? Did you notice the sand the last time you went to the beach? And the ground on your last visit to the football field? The soil in both these places is distinctively different. Have you ever wondered why soil is different texture and colored at different places? This is due to the different minerals present in soil. So today we are going to learn about the different minerals of the soil. So let's begin with our chapter that what is soil and minerals riches in the soil, that which kind of minerals a soil has. Actually, soil is an important resource that decides the diversity of life in an area. But what is the soil and how is it formed? The outermost layer of our earth is called the crust that we all know. And the minerals found in this layer supply a variety of nutrients to life forms. But these minerals will not be available to the organisms if the minerals are bound up in huge rocks. Over a long period of time, thousands and millions of years, the rocks at or near the surface of the earth are broken down by various physical, chemical, and some biological processes. The end product of this breaking down into fine particles of soil. But the question is, what are the factors or processes that make the soil? So today in this video, first we will learn that which are the factors which helps in the soil formation. So let's look at factors of soil formation. We will see it first. Different factors are there in soil formation. The very first is the sun, second, wind, third, water, and fourth, living organism. So dear students, these are the four factors which are helps in the formation of soil. Which are they? They are sun, water, wind, water, and living organisms. Getting, dear students, they are water and living organisms. So today in this video in detail we will see that how sun, wind and water and living organism helps in soil formation. So let's first see the sun. The sun heats up The sun heats up rocks during the day so that they expand, and at night these rocks cool down and contract. Getting, dear students, what happened? The sun heats up rocks during the day so they expand, and at night these rocks cool down and contract. This continuous process of expansion and contraction occurs repeatedly, and Also, this process does not occur at the same rate. This results in the formation of cracks, and ultimately these cracks breaks up the huge rock into smaller pieces. Might be you have seen many a times the cracks into the rocks. This expansion and contraction processes during day and during night time convert or break a particular rock into the smaller pieces. So, so dear students, clear? This is the sun, that how sun helps in the soil formation from the rock. Okay, now let's see the next one, water. Yes, water. What do water do? What does water do? Water helps in the formation of soil in two ways. Which are the two ways? The first is water could get into the cracks in the rocks formed due to the uneven heating by the sun. If this water later freezes, it would cause the cracks to widen. Can you think why this should be so, dear students? Have you ever wondered why this should be so? Why it occurs? So, see, dear students, in this image, you can clearly get the idea what happens actually. What is the first way that water collects in a rock crack? Whatever the crack is present in the rock, in that crack, the water is collected. After what happens, this water freezes and expands. As water freezes, it expands. This expanded water or this freezed water gets deeper into the cracks. And after repeated expansion and contraction, this causes the further cracks in the soil. So, getting, dear students, the first way how the water forms the soil from the rock. Now, what is the second one? The second one is flowing water wears away even hard rock over a long period of time. Fast flowing water often carries big and small particles of rock downstreams. These rock rub against one another rock and the resultant abrasion causes the rocks to wear down into smaller and smaller particles. The water then takes these particles along with it and deposits it further down its paths. So, soil is thus found in places far away from its parent rock. Many times, might be you have seen, or might be you have seen it at the television or any video, that fast flowing water also carries some rocks or some smaller particles of rock within it. So, as that water flows this rock particle within it, they rub against one another and they wear down into very smaller particles. So, in this way, water helps in the formation of soil. Yes. Now, the third is wind. How wind helps in soil formation. In a process similar to the way in which water rubs against rocks and wears them down, strong wind also erode rocks down. The wind also carries sand from one place to the other like water does. You have might be seen that when a fast moving air was there, the fast moving air also carries some of the particles of the soil within it and settle down at the very distance at the far places away. So the process is similar. The way in which water forming a soil, in the same way wind is also forming the soil. And the last is living organisms. How living organisms helps in soil formation. So let's see. The first is lichen. What is lichen? Lichen is actually a combination of fungus and algae. So when this lichen, which already we know about, dear student, is grows on the surfaces of the rocks. While growing on the surfaces of the rocks, they release certain substances that causes the rock surface to powder down and form a thin layer of the soil. Dear students, in this image you get the idea. The green patches you can see on the rocky surfaces, this is the lichen. Yes, this is the combination of fungus and algae. So while growing, they releases certain substances which causes the rock surface to powder form, and that powder form deposited on the soil, and that deposition layer, one over layer, forms the soil. Secondly, other small plants like moss. Have you ever seen moss, dear students? These are the mosses on the rock surfaces. They are the very small plants. So, small plants like moss are able to grow on this surface and they cause the rock to break up further. As the plants will grow on the rocky surface, they also break the rock. And the last is the roots of big trees sometimes go into cracks in the rocks, and as the roots grow bigger, the crack is forced bigger. Many a times the roots of big trees are also breaking down the whole rocks and helps in the soil formation. So dear students, these are the different factors of the soil formation which we had seen now, that is the sun, water, wind, and living organisms.